On today's program, we will be talking to several outstanding North Penn students. These students have achieved many accolades in their time here at North Penn High School, in academics and in the arts. So stay with us as we talk to a few of North Penn's finest. Hello everyone, I'm your host Ted Heller. Welcome to the show. This is North Penn's finest. Joining me today are Devin and Steve Philibom, two brothers who have recently decided where they're going to continue their education once they finish high school. First of all, Devin, Steve, welcome to the show. Devin, where are you going to school next year?
The United States Naval Academy.
And Steve?
United States Naval Academy.
Now, both of you are going to the United States Naval Academy. That's one incredible feat. First of all, Steve, why did you, first of all, want to go to the Naval Academy?
The motto for the Naval Academy is honor, courage, commitment. I find that very attractive. I also find the high academic standards very attractive, and the water polo coach has also been looking for talented players, and he thinks I might have a good chance of becoming a good player there.
Devin, what about yourself? Why did you decide that?
Pretty much the same reasons. It's one of the greatest institutions in the world. It's just everything I've always wanted. I've always wanted to be in the military, so.
Okay. From what I understand, not everyone gets accepted. What's the process of getting accepted to the Naval Academy, Steve?
It takes a long time. It's very tedious. You have to fill out pre-application, then they see if you're academically qualified, if you have a chance of becoming a candidate. Then you go on to, you have to find out if you can get a nomination. You send letters to your congressmen, senators, and if you're good enough, the vice presidential nomination is a tough one to get. You can also apply for presidential nominations, and then I got mine from John Fox.
Okay. Devin, where did you get your nomination from?
I got the same nomination from John Fox, and I also got one from Arlen Spector.
Okay. How long did this process take?
It took, I think we started sometime in October, and we got our nominations.
Actually, it started back in the summer when we had to send in the pre-application, which you just put your name on it and fill out a couple things about where you fall in your class at that time and stuff like that. It's like a prerequisite for the Naval Academy, even sending you an admissions packet.
Did any other North Penn students, did any of them ever get accepted that you know of?
In the past, there have been a couple this year.
In particular this year. Is there any other North Penn students going?
I think one has been accepted by other means.
Okay. So, when you guys found out, did you find out together? Did you get the same? How did you find out, first of all? Telephone call, letter?
Well, the day after Christmas, I got a letter in the mail, which is a late Christmas present, saying that I was accepted. I got my nomination, and I was appointed to the Naval Academy, and all I would have to do is sign a form saying I would be going there next year.
And that's it?
And then that's what I got.
I was a little nervous that he got his before I did.
Yeah.
So I had to wait a little bit, and then I got mine a couple of days later, and then I was quite happy. It was going off the wall. That's
incredible. That really is quite an accomplishment. Congratulations. Now, when you get to, let me back up for a second. Did you apply to any other colleges just in case this didn't go through?
I applied to several other colleges.
Okay. So this was your goal?
I had applied to one, and the deadline for the other colleges was January 1st, so I was pretty much in the process of applying to the other ones, but as soon as I got my nomination, I just pretty much stopped applying.
When you get to Annapolis, what do you expect when you get there?
I expect to be very tired, having a lot of pressure to get things done, and being pressured by the upperclassmen, learning how to be an officer, and basic military training. And
Okay. Devin, what about yourself? What do you expect?
I'm expecting just a military type atmosphere. We're going to be busy all day, especially first year. We won't get off much. We won't have much free time. So we're going to be working hard.
When do you guys leave?
We leave July 1st.
Actually, we're going to get inducted July 1st, so we'll most likely be leaving here late June. So
we're sworn in on July 1st, and then they start the It's at the plebe summer training.
Okay. Where is that? Is that at Annapolis?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you know anything what your normal school day will be like?
Wake up at 5:30 a.m. for a fitness workout. I think breakfast is at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
7 to 7:30, and then first classes start at like 7:35, and there's like four different periods of classes just like they have here, but it extends all the way till like 11:45, and then there's lunch.
Formation for lunch, and then lunch.
Then there's like maybe some group training stuff, and then there's more classes in the afternoon, somewhere like from 1 to like 4:45, 5 o'clock.
And there's a break in there for athletic activities. And when we went down there in November, their activity was, the very popular one was street hockey.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing that, a lot of them.
I don't hear the word free time. Is there any free time?
The way they work it is the the freshmen, who are called plebes, they have to earn their free time, and a lot of time that means getting good grades and scoring high on fitness tests, and like keeping your room clean and stuff like that. And a lot of freshmen don't get much free time as a result. But as you work your way up through the classes, like sophomores, juniors, and seniors, you keep building up more free time.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, like your senior year, you could actually get off like every weekend.
Okay.
You can go home if you wanted to.
What about cost? Is there any cost involved?
There's a $2,000. There's no tuition. It's all paid, but you pay 5 years after you graduate in service, at least 5 years. And then the cost would be in the beginning to offset the price of the uniforms and the computer devices you get. You give them $2,000, and that helps to lower the cost for them.
How did North Penn help you prepare for this adventure, Steve?
I took the hardest courses that interested me, such as AP courses and honors classes, and I think it helped a lot.
Okay. So anyone out in the audience wants to go to Annapolis, the AP courses are you saying that's a necessity?
It's almost a necessity. I think high-level science and math are probably more of a necessity for the academy.
Okay. When both of you graduate, what do you hope to do when you finally graduate? Devin?
Well, my parents will probably disagree with what I'm about to say. I was thinking about the Marine Corps, but my first objective would try to become a Navy SEAL. But the probability of me becoming a Navy SEAL is really, really low, because you have to pass like physically and mental.
Then you can be governor of the state of Pennsylvania. Okay? That'd be a great stepping stone for you. First of all, the next thing, you're both members of the water polo team here. You're also both members of the night swimming team with Coach Bartle. Is that another reason why you chose the Naval Academy to stay in the water, or why did you decide to stay with the Naval Academy?
I think the water was somewhat of an influence on my decision instead of like the Army or the Air Force.
Yeah.
But I think our mom has taken us sailing a couple times, or every summer we go sailing, and the Navy's into the ships and sailing part, and also
that's good for the Navy to be in that area. It's good that they're into the ships and sailing. It's good. Steve, you did an additional trip last year. Can you give us a little? First of all, they're both musicians. I need to add. Devin, an accomplished French horn player, and Steve, your instrument?
I play viola.
And tell us something about your trip that you had last summer.
I went with the Philadelphia Youth Orchestra to Moscow in Russia last year, and also a city north of Russia called Yaroslava. We were there for the World Youth competition, and orchestras around the world from places like Japan, Argentina, Canada, England came to Moscow to participate and share musical interests and play in this orchestra for about 3 weeks.
Okay. My next question is, what are your plans for this summer? But it sounds like you have very few plans. I mean, you're leaving once you graduate. Is that correct? I mean, you
like
might
2
have
weeks
2 weeks.
after, right?
Okay. What are you going to do in your 2 weeks off for the summer?
Our mom has changed our vacation time to about a week after school's over, and then we have about a week to prepare ourselves. And right now, we have to get in shape before that. So, running's a must. I need to swim to stay in shape for water polo, and you have to do. They have a schedule to give us, like sit-ups, push-ups,
Personal
fitness.
Okay.
Schedule.
Okay. You know, after talking to you guys, academics are strong. You're strong in activities. You're also strong in being musicians. it sounds like for anyone going on to the Annapolis or any of those special academies, you have to be a well-rounded student. So on behalf of North Penn TV, we congratulate both of you for your success and your honors, and we wish you the best of luck. After the break, our next guest knew 75% of all world capitals in 7th grade. Be right back. Stay tuned.
You don't have to like me.
Or you can.
You don't have to run with me.
You really don't have to run away from me.
And we're not all that different.
I like good food. Good music. I want a good job.
I want my kids to live in a world
Where they are safe and loved and respected for who they are.
You don't have to like me. But if you talk to me,
You might.
we can end prejudice if we talk to each other. Call.
Tell us what you'd do.
together we can build one America.
Welcome back to North Penn's Finest. We are now joined by my good friend and North Penn senior, Jason Harris. Jason, you are the reigning County Geography B champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I understand this is the 3rd year in a row for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay. First of all, how do you discover that you have a talent for something like that?
When I was very young, I used to like to read books, and a lot of the books I read dealt with countries and things dealing with that kind of subject, and I just really started to like geography because it was something that interested me, and the more I began to like it, the more I read about it, and it's just something that I've always really enjoyed since I was very young.
Okay. Did your parents encourage you through this process at all?
Yes, when I was young, my parents always encouraged me to read, and they always helped me, and they really set a good foundation for me, and through their help, I think is really why I became the Geography B champion, because they always encouraged me.
Okay. Do you practice for this? Is there a way to practice?
It's very hard to just look in an atlas and learn everything, because the questions that they ask are very, very complex. They'll ask about a lot of different areas. But I think one of the important things to do is keep up with current events, because a lot of the questions that they asked were about current events. And I think if you read the newspapers and read magazines and keep up to date on things, that really helped me out.
Okay. When did you start competing?
When I was in 7th grade in the middle school was the first time I actually participated in
What
a
middle
geography
school did you go to?
Penfield.
Okay.
And I also did it again in 8th grade. In 9th grade they didn't hold it, and then when I came here, I participated then all 3 years.
Okay. Is there a local competition that they have? And then it moves along? How does the competition work?
For the high school, what happened was they made an announcement over the intercom asking anybody who was interested to come and take a test. And whoever scored the highest on that test, I believe it was 40 questions, they chose to represent North Penn High School at the county level. And I did that in 10th grade, and I did that again in 11th grade. But this year, they just automatically invited me to attend because they wanted maybe, to see me defend my title and get a three-peat.
Okay. So you are the reigning county champion.
Yes.
So is there a state level championship?
For the high school level, no. For 7th and 8th grade, there was a state Geography B and a national Geography B competition, which at the national Geography B level, Alex Trebek was actually the commentator for it. But for the high school level, there is no ensuing competition. So there's no more for me to go to now on.
So we're a couple of weeks away, let's just say. How are you going to prepare for this competition?
I think I really didn't prepare that much because it was really so difficult to. But I just kept up to date with the news and everything like that, because I was surprised on how many questions that they asked in the competition that dealt with events that occurred in the United States within the last year or things that occurred in the world. So I continued to read books because I like to read, and there are things that I naturally pick up. But it's really a lot of digging out of your mind, everything that you've learned in the past 10 or 15 years.
All right. Now, tell me about the competition. First of all, when was the competition?
The competition was January 12th, or January 13th, I believe, at Plymouth White Marsh High School. And the format is a Jeopardy type of format where I believe there were 5 competitors this year, and we have buzzers. And whoever buzzes in first gets the points. And in the first round, it was divided into 2 rounds. In the first round, you got a point for any question that you answered correctly, but if you didn't get the answer right, then you weren't penalized. But in the second round, you got 2 points if you got the correct answer, but 2 points taken off your score if you answered incorrectly. But it was very difficult because a lot of times, because everybody really knows the material, it's whoever could buzz in the fastest. And a lot of times it was making connections and almost guessing at what the rest of the question was going to be, because very few of the questions that they asked were actually asked in their entirety before somebody actually buzzed in. Sometimes the commentator there would only say 3 or 4 words before somebody would buzz in. So a lot of it was kind of thinking ahead of what kind of question they were going to ask.
How long is it? How long is the competition?
It lasted about 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. Quick. Is it a written test, verbal? Which one is it?
It's verbal. It's, like I said before, it's like a Jeopardy type of format where the commentator will ask a question. Whoever is the first one to buzz in gets the point.
So we mentioned there is no other level. You're the champion, and then there's no other higher level, so you're the king right now.
Yes.
Okay, the king. It's good to be the king. Now, since you've won the championship 3 times, you're 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, the North Penn TV writing crew went deep into their archives, and we thought we'd get together and give you a little test.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
All right, I think
here we
I
go.
am.
All right, the first country. What is the capital of Kinshasa?
Kinshasa is the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which was formerly known as Zaire until about a couple of months ago. It was actually known as Zaire, but now it's actually called the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Okay, number 2. Look, that's what I have. Number 2. What is the capital of Swaziland?
I believe the capital of Swaziland is Mbabane, is the interesting name of its capital. But
okay. Any more information that you can give me on that one to compare with what I have learned?
Swaziland is a small country in the south of Africa, which is a mountainous country, very small, and I believe it borders Botswana and Zimbabwe.
Okay, yeah. What about their state flag?
I'm not sure about this. Wait, I believe...
And you're the champion?
I believe its flag has black and orange in it, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know the next show.
I tried.
All right, the next one. Now, the North Penn TV crew is just wonderful here. What is the capital of the United States?
I think it's Honolulu.
Honolulu. Good. That's correct. Okay, it's correct. Jason, not only are you the champion of the geography, what other activities are you involved with here at North Penn?
I've been the class treasurer for 4 years now. I'm also on the academic decathlon team, and I'm captain of that. I also participated on the cross-country team, the winter track team, and now I'm doing spring track. I'm also a National Honor Society, and I'm in chorus.
Okay. What are your plans after graduation?
I'm either going to attend Villanova or Penn State Honors, and I'd like to major in classical languages and Spanish, and I would like to eventually become a college professor.
So all this geography, will that play any impact on your future?
I think maybe it'll help me a little bit in college if I take any social studies classes or things like that in college. I think it'll definitely help me.
Okay. Well, thank you, and congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
And good luck with the balance of your senior year and at college. Now, don't go away, because up next we have guests that were invited to play in the most prestigious concert hall in the world. We'll be right back. It was great job.
chemistry class led me to a life of crime. I catch murderers, rapists, and thieves with a microscope. Help your daughter become a scientist. Instead of a tea set, get her a chemistry set. Look at the boring job I got from being a science nerd. Expect the best from a girl. That's what you'll get.
Welcome back to North Penn's Finest, where we are showcasing a few of the many talents of our students here at North Penn High School. Our next two guests are some of the better gifted musicians here at North Penn High School. We have Reed Collins. Hello, Reed. And we have Miss Kim Dunn joining us as well. First of all, Reed, what instrument do you play?
I play the violin and the piano.
And Kim, your instrument?
I sing,
okay.
But I play a few others.
Okay. Reed, let me talk to you first. You both participated in the All-Eastern Festival, which we'll talk about later on. But before you get to All-Eastern, Reed, what process do you have to do to get to the All-Eastern?
There are several auditions. You start by auditioning for the district orchestra or chorus, which is 2 counties. You audition for that.
Let's back up for a second. When do you start that audition process?
When is that? Sometime in the sometime in the fall.
Okay. Okay.
For that, I know for the orchestra, you play a solo and do some sight reading and some scales. And if you make the district level, then from there you audition to go to regionals, which is 4 counties. And from there, you audition for states. And at all states, some of those players go on to all Easterns.
Okay. Kim, is the same progression true for the chorus members?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you both try out at the same schools?
I think.
Plymouth Whitemarsh?
Right. That's
yeah.
Okay. Next, Kim. As I mentioned, you play the violin, and you're also a vocalist. Any other instruments that you?
Yeah, I also play piano. I've played it for about 10 years, and then I have a lot of background in percussion too.
Okay. As far as the vocal tryout auditions at the district level, how many students are you talking about that try out?
Well, first I have to audition for Dr. Girish, and he sends 16 per school. And then when I go for the initial district auditions, there's about 80 in each voice part, depending on how many. There's usually not very many tenor ones, but an awful lot of sopranos. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it can range up into the hundreds per voice part.
What is your voice part?
I'm soprano.
Okay, okay. So it just continues to grow. The next level is multiplied by the number of students from each of the districts, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Reed, how about yourself? Is that the same format for that?
Yeah, same basic format.
How many violins would audition?
A lot of violins, probably 50 or at least 50, maybe close to 100.
Okay, so you're a junior now. So the All-Eastern competition was based off of last year's results.
Right, there's not enough time in the year. It carries over from my district auditions from last year.
Okay, so last year you made districts, you went on to regionals, and obviously you went on to states. Is that true? Okay, so that's the process of All-Eastern. So Kim, you attended district course, region course, and all-state course. Let's talk about the All-Eastern Festival. When was that held?
That was February 25th through the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, how do you get chosen to get to All-Eastern? I mean, it's based off of last year's results. How do they choose those people?
I know for the orchestra, it's based on your seating in the state orchestra and from a resume you fill out with your musical accomplishments.
Okay. Is that true?
You have to fill out an application, and then they base it on your last year or 2 years ago, and obviously the same your rank.
Mm-hmm. And when was the festival held?
The state festival?
No, the All-Eastern. When did they hold that?
25th through the 28th February.
Okay, so you've performed already. Where was the performance?
The performance was at Carnegie Hall.
Okay. Were they combined, the concerts combined together?
No. Actually, what happens is normally there's the chorus and the jazz band, and they perform together. Then the orchestra and band perform together. However, the chorus sold out their performance, so they had to do 2 in order to satisfy. I think we came very close to selling out both of them.
And Carnegie Hall, as many of us know, it's quite large. That's rather impressive. When you get to this festival, do you have the music and then you go right into the concert? How do you prepare for the festival? Kim?
Well, we have a few days of rehearsal. We arrived on Thursday and had registration and then had a small rehearsal that night, and then we rehearsed all day Friday and all day Saturday, and then by Sunday we were ready for the concert.
Okay. Reed, how about yourself?
Same process, same rehearsal schedule, pretty much.
Okay. Now, once you get to All Eastern, is there another level?
Not directly from All Eastern.
Okay, there's no All World or any All Universe?
They alternate and do a national orchestra, but not from All Eastern. I think that's as far as you go.
So this is your senior year. Kim, what are your plans for next year?
Well, I'm not quite sure yet. I've been accepted to a few schools, and I'm still waiting to hear from a few others. And I've applied to a lot of different programs because what I want to do varies from week to week. I applied to some music performance programs, some music ed, English, religion, you name it, I've applied. So I think I'll probably make my decision in April. And
so you haven't heard from Temple?
Oh, I didn't apply to Temple.
Okay. We'll cover that on our next show. So you're not even sure of the major? You're just not quite sure of the major you want to choose yet either?
Well, it depends on where I get accepted, because some programs I applied to were harder than others to get into. So I've already been accepted to one music performance program, and then I've already been accepted into, I guess, a general education program, Penn State, Maine, and St. Olaf.
Okay.
And then I've also applied to music ed in a couple other places, and then I applied for English and religion at a liberal arts school, and then applied undecided at 2 others.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay.
Because everything changes.
Okay. Reed, you're only a junior.
Right.
Let's look ahead. You've graduated, let's say. What would you like to be doing when you graduate your senior year?
I think at this point I've narrowed it down to majoring in something either in music or math or the sciences.
Okay. You have time. All right, take your time. Temple offers some wonderful programs, I might add, on all of those captions. What other activities did you participate in here at North Penn? Reed?
I'm in the Latin Club and in the orchestra and National Honor Society. And I also play in lots of music groups outside of school, like the Philadelphia Youth Orchestra. I went on tour to Russia with Stephen Philibom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Kim, what other activities?
Well, I'm very involved at my church. I'm doing a music mentorship there this year, and well, currently I'm substituting for the director for the Teen Bells and singing all the choirs. But at school, I'm involved in the chorus and the concert choir, chamber singers, ambassadors, the orchestra, and then aside from musical groups, I'm actively involved in the theater department with thespians, and the National Honor Society, various clubs throughout the high school.
Okay. One of the topics I forgot to talk about, performing in Carnegie Hall. What was it like? What was the feeling? Reed?
It's every musician's dream to play there, and for me, I know playing an incredible piece like Mahler's Fifth Symphony with an orchestra of that caliber and a wonderful conductor who's a real expert and a real Mahlerian, and I just walked away with Ben Zander from New England Conservatory.
Mm-hmm.
And I just walked away with a whole new appreciation for Mahler.
Great, great. Kim, what about yourself?
It was absolutely amazing. The first time we actually got to see the concert hall was when we walked on stage for the concert. And so you had this whole choir holding their folders, just looking up. Mm-hmm. It was just absolutely amazing. But I think what made it even more special was the fact that all of the students there were wonderful people. There were hardly any divas. Mm-hmm. Everybody had wonderful personalities, and our conductor was one of the best conductors I've ever had. He gave us a real appreciation, not just for music itself, but for the philosophy of music and the human emotions and the religious implications that music can have on people. And what was really neat about our concert in the hall was that, with a combination of the acoustics and the wonderful choir and the amazing conductor and brass and percussion, the music just leaped off the page and kind of sprung into life there.
That's
it was
great.
an amazing experience.
I want to congratulate both of you for your accomplishments at the All Eastern. Congratulations. I also would like to thank our other guests on the show today, Devin and Steve Philibom. We want to wish them luck as they travel off to Annapolis. Congratulate Jason Harris and thank him for being on the show. And again, our 2 guests here, Reed and Kim, thank you very much. From what you've seen on the show today, you can truly see why these are some of North Penn's finest. And for North Penn's finest, I'm Ted Heller, your host. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.